Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is SKTV coming to you live from Phoenix, Arizona. My name is Sekou Kenneth. Today we are doing an emergency show. I was not going to be available today, but it's important that we come on today as to what is currently transpiring at Liberia LDEA. So I want to encourage each and every one of you to share the show so we can get this conversation started as soon as possible. I think Mayborn is here already, and we will have a surprise guest today, and hopefully the guest shows up, and then we'll continue with the conversation. Mayborn, how
Yeah,
are you, sir?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great, but it's just that I'm a little bit surprised that two of us we are almost like in the same color of
No, we're not in the
like
same color.
green.
You got blue, I got green.
Okay, it's green. Oh, well, I don't know where are you, but again, maybe you somewhere around into some of the kind of tight.
I'm, I'm,
Uh,
I
yeah,
I'm in the middle of nowhere.
I know.
I'm at undisclosed location.
I know. No, look, sometimes some of you, no one know why when NSA is spending around 2.5 million, so that will not be asking because to see people like you not into talking about this close place, that won't tell you that security is not play. So again, I don't know, but I'm doing great. Thank God for life, and I don't know about you, but for me, I'm doing okay here in Liberia.
So let's share the show, everybody. We're going to have this conversation. It's going to be really, really intense because we have some information to share with you. Everyone, do you have is the guest in here or the guest is?
I think I'm still awaiting the arrival. According to the information I'm getting, that any moment from now on, the guest will be in studio. So again, yes, I'm still awaiting the arrival of our guest. Uh,
But is there any signal that the guest is there?
for now, no. For now, no. But I think everything is on course. All of our officers, everybody are aware that indeed we will be having that special guest. So again, yes, we are still on the standby. So we say,
So,
um,
so
mm,
everybody share the show. This is going to be a very, very, very important conversation. We saw a post regarding the development at the LDEA. Yesterday, it was announced that Colonel Ibrahim Kroma, the suspended uh, director of LDEA, that he was subpoenaed by the Criminal Court A, and there were a lot of information out there regarding what is actually happening in the back. We got a lot of information, so we decided to reach out. So we will see. We don't want to have somebody in studio to may have knowledge on all of these things to come and tell us so what is actually happening, what happened in the court today, and what is expected on Monday. So we want to encourage all of you to share the show. It's going to be very, very, very informative. So if you don't share the show, then you're on your own. So
yeah,
Mabel,
indeed. So yes.
what's going on, man? How you doing?
Well, again, I'm doing great, and thank God. The only thing is that we are getting report that our president will be arriving in country any moment from now on. The president and other his entourage or his delegates that left Liberia sometime last month. By the grace of God, some of them are already in country, and the president also will be arriving anytime from now on. So we are awaiting the arrival of our president, President Joseph Yema Boakai, in the country. So far, these are some of the major news right now as we speak. But again, when it comes to some of the happening back home as to what's going on with the life of our people and so forth with the rainy season, the flooding situations, and the recast budget, some of the budget lines that have been split or that have been cut off to even talk about the disaster management as we get information that that end also there have been huge cut um, also, when it comes to the recast budget, we don't know the reason why, but again, maybe they will tell us exactly the reason why they had to or cut or maybe take off some of the money from the disaster team. But again, our guests are just arriving, so I think you're going to take over. Let me see our best to get our guest on the show.
Sure. So, folks, you got to share the show. You got to share the show. It's going to be it's going to be a very, very interesting conversation today. So we're going to have Honorable Ibi Kroma himself here to elaborate on the current situation. So share the show, everybody. We want to make sure that this conversation is um, followed by everybody. So share the show with your friends, share it in your group, share it in every forum you are in. Make sure that you share the show. It's very, 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 very important. So um, we are hearing a lot of stuff. And if Joseph Boakai is not careful, this could be a defining moment of his presidency because drugs being a serious issue, drugs being considered as um, public enemy number one for our country currently, and given all the allegations, everything that happened in the country, so drugs issue is very serious. But people trying to play politics with everything in Liberia, and hopefully, um, Director Kroma, will be able to come here today and clarify, or even elaborate more as to what really transpired and what is expected. So it's important. So I want you to share the show, everybody. This is going to be a very, very interesting conversation. Hopefully, you will share the show, and then we will have this conversation going. If you are watching on YouTube, share the show. If you are watching on Instagram, or you are watching on Twitter, whatsoever you are watching your show, share the show with everybody. Share with your friends. Have them share with their friends. Let everybody be a part. So it's very important that we have this conversation today because there are a lot of information out there, misinformation, disinformation. And when you have somebody who is within or who is close with the authority to give any information on the issue being discussed, we cannot get it better than that. So we may not have, that's why I told all of you guys to share the show. We may not have Konokroma here for the entire duration of the show. So the sooner you share the show, the better it will be. Once Melbourne gets situated, and I believe the guest is also situated, so we can begin the conversation. Let's see here. Melbourne, is everything okay?
Yes, everything is okay from our guest end there, and also from my end here. So everything is good. I think we can, yes,
All right,
move on
let me
with the
see.
show.
Let me see here if they can get the guest to come in. Hello, Konokroma, can you hear me?
I hear you loud and clear, buddy.
All right. Thank you so much, sir. I know this was somehow um, unceremonious, or it was somehow instantaneous. It's better late than never. We'll be planning to come to SKTV to Fefe.
Yeah.
We never actually got hold of you, but for some reason, I'm hearing myself again. I think maybe I need to make some adjustment there
Yeah,
in
me
the
too. Me
background.
too.
But if you, yeah, but if you can hear me loud and clear, that's very good.
I hear you very
I
loud.
want, yeah, I want everything
Very
to
much.
be good so we can begin this conversation because people have already started trooping in. By the time we announce that you're going to be here, a lot of people are actually, want to be here, want to listen, want to get the facts. We saw a lot of different information today. People are, saying a whole lot of stuff. Is it better now?
Yeah, I think it's good. Hello.
All right. Yeah, it's good. It's good now.
Hello.
So Konokroma, I know we have had you on SKTV on the phone, but we
Yeah.
never had you directly in studio to have a conversation on pertinent issues, especially the ongoing issue at the LDEA. And now we are hearing that um, you were at the criminal code A today.
No,
There are a
not
lot of
AC.
misinformation, disinformation, criminal code
No,
C,
see,
but those who wrote the information they put criminal code A. So
yeah.
maybe
When
they're
you when
missing the
you
whole
de-
thing.
when you're desperate to spread misinformation, that's what you do.
Yeah.
You kind of
So
rush.
so anyway, Konokroma, welcome to SKTV. Thank you for giving us your time today to come and have this very important conversation. How you doing, sir?
Thank you very much. It is a pleasing pleasure reading the ears and your eyes of your listening public. Um, and I just
No,
want to apologize to your audience because the last time we were supposed to appear, we couldn't make it to town from town to here. This time I don't
Devon,
have.
I think his voice is repeating.
Say that again.
I think your voice is repeating. If you can hear yourself, then
Yeah,
that
I,
means
I was hearing myself. That's why I took out the earplug because I was
it's
I
much better
was
now.
when I could I'm hearing myself.
Oh,
So
okay.
I don't want I like sound like crazy that come in my ear. Gotta be talking hearing myself.
Okay,
so
okay, yeah, okay. So it's
so the
okay.
other
I
technician
mean,
that's it.
yeah, let the technician
Um,
work on something.
maybe that's all right. So yeah, you good? All right. So like I said, it is always a pleasing pleasure to be in the ears of your listening public and your viewing public as well. I just want to apologize to them because I know we had several scheduled, but I couldn't make it during this whole campaign season. I want to confess one thing though. I most of the thing was intentional because I didn't want to be political and I didn't want a profile view that would make me look like a politician because I'm not. And so,
Okay,
but one or two times I couldn't make it. It was because of it was unavoidable circumstances. But at this point in time, I'm free to profile view, most especially on misinformation, because there are a lot of decent people out there. There are more bad people. There are more good people than bad people. So when you got few guys who are bent on spreading misinformation, I have some professional misinformation spreader in our country. They've done it from political party to another, and apparently they now finding means to institutionalize it through a process called dialogue TV, dialogue, some nonsense they got out there. And I thought that I was constrained to come and then set up this to erect this checkpoint because for them they thought they've succeeded in spreading lies and innuendos just to confuse our people. So and I was home the whole day. Actually, I was in my gym I said, well, when you call me, I said, well, let me rush out and see if I can proffer this, erect this checkpoint right there and then, so that we can move on. That's one of the reasons why I'm here, and I'm here also to fulfill the several missed opportunity to appear on this very unique platform. So I am here. I'm at your disposal.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. I always call you Mr. Chairman. This giving our background. I always call you Mr. Chairman. Like once a chairman, always the
Yeah,
chairman.
you go way back. Yeah, the chairman
Yeah,
of the Formidable Federation of Liberian Mandingo Association
yeah,
in Americas.
yeah.
Yes,
We go way back. So,
I
so
know.
I want to welcome you to SKTV. I know this is the debut,
Yes,
and this
sir.
will not
Yes,
be the last one.
yes, sir.
So before we actually go to the background of what is happening at the LDEA, because the public is eager to know as to what happened today, because it has been alleged that you were at the court, that you admitted that you took away 300 plus $1,000 United States dollar, that you also admitted that you took away some of the properties, some of the belongings of the guy, of the accused, including his vehicle, and you have promised to bring them back to the court
All right,
on Monday. So
Chief.
can you just walk us through what actually is going on right now as far as this whole court issue is concerned and the information being put out there?
I just want. I don't want you to regurgitate these lies and deceptive innuendos.
Okay.
Because if you do it, if you repeat them, you'll be giving some credence to them. This is done by a kid called Abdoulaye Cissé. He controls that. While the DEA used to be the PRO guy for Kadifa, for Fadiga. So he comes to proffer this nonsense. I was summoned by the. I'm hearing myself. I hope it's fine. I hope the public is hearing me.
You're
Okay.
very careful. Yeah, we're good.
All right. So I was summoned by the defense counsel of the fellow what's the guy name? Japan defense team.
Mm-hmm.
They had subpoenaed me to appear to provide information on issues some questions that they have, so as to help them in their adjudication of the case, which is legal, which is fine. As a law-abiding citizen and a member of the criminal justice arrangement in our country, I said, fine, I'll go there. I wasn't feeling well. You can hear from my voice. I've been under the weather a little bit. Cool, but I said, okay, I'll make it there. I made it there in Criminal Court C, presided by Honorable Dixon, and then it was a very interactive. It was not a court. Let me just put it that way. It's not a judge that subpoenaed me. I was subpoenaed by another party in the case, which is the defense counsel. I mean, Japan's people called me, and so I was their witness. They wanted to gather some information from me. So I'm sitting there, and they asked question about how I became a colonel. And I became a little confused as to, is that what you guys want to know? I have a 35 years career, and I rose to the rank of a patrolman, to the rank of a colonel. And from the colonel rank, I was sent to the army, hired by the government to serve as chief of staff of the AFL during the formidable stages of the interim government. And after the year ended, I came back to my civilian life before I went to the States for school. So this guy wanted to give him a profile of my rank. Then, is that what you took me from my sick bed to come to do? So I'll give it to you. So I told them I was members of the Superior Court of New Jersey. I'm investigating the Superior Court of New Jersey. I was a probation officer. And I'm also a lecturer. I didn't give them that part. So I probably used this occasion to let them know that I was lecturer at the Zion Criminal Justice Institution here. And I'm also running an effective private security agency that has pretty close to 1,000 plus people. And so I started as a patrolman, from the patrolman to the rank. When I graduated from the university, a degree in management and sociology, I was promoted to the rank of a senior captain in the police force. And then when I was appointed director of the CID, I was appointed. I carried the rank, which carried the rank of a colonel. So I attained the colonel through appointment and through my service. I now have almost 35 years experience in the police, in law enforcement, national and internationally. So after all of those interactions, and I was asked to talk about the raid that happened in Mr. Japan's residence. I told him this raid actually happened in the purview of the court because the sheriff is the one conducted it. So I'm not going to dwell into the nitty-gritty of the case because the case is still being considered. But there was nothing like money, bring $357,000, bring vehicle, because those are all public information. So for this kid to come and provide this lies, libellous situation that I was told to restitute $375,000 and the vehicle, is last life from the belly of the devil, because it never happened. But that I will leave him to the court, because I already told my lawyers to approach the court to give the misrepresentation that he's giving to the public, that the judge asked me to provide or to restitute any money. There was nothing like that. So I've asked for the court document. The court document will come. When it comes out, we'll use that as the basis of our action. What action? I would let you know that the next time. I'll let you know that on Tuesday. Now, in providing that information, while doing all of these ups and downs, I had to go to the masjid. It was on Friday, and I was running all the time. It was almost 1 o'clock. It's time for me to go to the mosque. So I asked the judge permission. I have to go to the mosque. I said, yeah, go ahead. You can go ahead. So they postponed the hearing for Tuesday. And it has not, there's no recommendation, no mandate, no order. But just to let you know that while I was there providing that information, the guys that brought me on board as their witness, they declared me as hostile witness because I could not certify whatever they wanted me to do. But that's with them. Because the perception was that this guy is suspended by government. So let's bring him into government case so he can put hole into government's argument, because maybe he's a disgruntled government functionary. He come and provide some kind of misinformation so we use that as a basis to get this guy off this case. But what they did not know was that the raid that was being talked about, the raid was public. Every issue of the search and seizure was done in the purview of the public, because the Sky FM people were there. The sheriff, two sheriffs were there, and so there's no Spawn TV were also there reporting live. So why would you come out if you don't want to be a propagandist? And I know exactly who's behind it, and I just told you the person who was a PRO, who the person who published it is the PRO for. But it is unfortunate. There has to be a better way. This is a professional institution. We've suffered a lot with misinformation from the DEA for a long time. Now this is how it happened. So I basically let them know, look, this information will be out for all of us. The public will have to know that where we are, and basically my own action was to make sure that we act within the confine of the law. And the questions, the answers there, things that I don't want to prejudice the case by trying to be public with these things. But there was nothing. All I can tell you, there was nothing about money restitution or vehicle, because as a matter of fact, there was no vehicle retrieved from there as far as I'm concerned. I think there was one old car, and the court has that particular car, the one Nissan something that was taken to the courthouse. The criminal code 8 people they have that, and then from the criminal code 8 it was transferred to criminal code C. Money, stuff that was taken there. If I have time during this interview, I will tell you some of the stuff that was transferred to the court. But for these little kids to come and for these kind of innuendos with the interest of trying to confuse our people, I think it's unfortunate. And I think something should be done about it.
Yeah. So, Colonel Kroma, thank you for the expose. I really, admire your profile first and foremost before we even dive into the court issue and the LDEA thing. So, with regards to the search and seizure that you guys always do at LDEA, how does it work? Do you guys have to have like a court order, or do you guys have like search warrant, or how does it work?
Unlike the search and seizure that I went to the CDC headquarters, I can tell you the way it worked. This is how it works. You go, you provide probable cause, reason for the search. You convince the judge, and you give the description, the purpose, and the crime you're trying to address. And then the judge, the magistrate court, the magistrate judge would give, or the clerk there will give you a search and seizure warrant, and that search and seizure warrant will be the basis of the search. And everything obtained from that warrant will be taken by the sheriff to the court. It's no longer the police or it goes straight to the court. The court takes jurisdiction because it is the sheriff. That's the basis of the warrant. The sheriff will take it from there and then take it to court, and it's submitted and accepted by the magistrate and transferred. In our case, it was transferred to the criminal code A, Judge Willie. Judge Willie then would transfer it, would be supervising it until an indictment is drawn. I'm just giving you the synopsis. Indictment is drawn, and then from that point, when the grand jury sits and they draw up indictments for these cases, because of the new drug law, people are transferred to criminal code C, who will in turn dwell into the nitty-gritty and the merit of the matter. And so the trial now will be supervised by criminal code C. Now mind you, all of the proceeding, every FOC, every attempt collected by the sheriff will be given to the court, and the court will give the security, the police or the DEA a receipt for those things that they collected. And to my knowledge, every attempt that we gave to court, they gave the DEA receipt for those attempts. So, but for the buffoon to come to tell you, say, Abi Command pocketed $375,000 in a packet, and then he admitting to produce it, nonsense. It doesn't make sense to me. I mean, the thing about it, what make it comical? Everybody was here when we saw the live video, and the thing about it, the search that was conducted in the purview of the public. The sheriff is there. You got two reputable news outlets. They're all there. And so what I'll do, I managed to gather one of the guys in one of these outlets people. They gave me a copy of the seizure video. So I'll put it on your website so you can share with your people as well. So to come to this kind of to come low bell like this and make put this kind of thing in the purview of the public without even qualifying it.
Let me ask, then you can elaborate further. So when you go to do a search and seizure, you list everything, right? Everything you're gonna see there.
Everything that you seize from there is listed.
It's listed. Also share with the accused and the government.
Exactly. No, everything is shared because the accused is there. It's done within our purview. And when you take it from there, you have to take it to the court because the sheriff is in charge of it. Yeah, when you present it to the court will get you receipt. You take that receipt with you to your headquarters. But interestingly, what is burdensome in this thing because of the propaganda nature of it. There are two news outlets, two baby platform that actually share this thing. Unknown platform. I first seen it. But the thing is, if you talk a kid like Abdullah Sise, I just saw him the other day walking around in Manansali, yeah, and now he's the big PRO for one of the guys in town. So if you took that kind of kid to come and profit view on these things, just to impute somebody's petition
So,
and go
Konokoma,
scot free.
do you have the list? And do you
I do
mind
have
sharing
the
with
list. I do have the list of. I will share with you. I think it's in my other phone there. I just managed to have somebody to give it to me. I will share with
us?
you before I'm out of here, or when I'm out of here, I will text it to you so you look at the list that the court signed for with us. But the another interesting thing is that these little kids that run in these funny platform. Another guy from I think Sparta TV or whatever heck they call it. Then he goes to photocopy. He just went and copied that screenshot that same thing that this other kid took it and then just spread it around. And that's supposed to be a credible sitting. Matter of fact, they don't even know which court has the rejection, which court I appear to. Their only concern there was that low, $375,000. So the court have Mr. Connor A.B. Coman to produce $375,000 he took from the suspect. This search and seizure happened since February 24th. We had a search and seizure.
Yeah, yeah.
So
So,
today,
yeah. So,
it started to malign somebody's character.
my question to you, Konokoma, so now we're hearing about 375,000. Let's disregard that. Was there any money, you know, involved in the search and seizure? Was there any money confiscated by you guys
Yeah,
doing the search and seizure?
$130,000 was seized from the search and it was given to the court. The sheriff can attest to that. $150,000.
What about
And the
United States?
court get receipt to the DA for it. This is non-issue. But they are looking for propaganda, and I know who behind this nonsense.
What about United States dollar? Was there any United States dollar?
No United States dollar. That's $150,000 Liberian dollar. Yes.
Maybe do you have a question for the guests? Because this is so interesting.
Yes, indeed. So let me say thanks to the corner again because man, you did kind of more information when it come out in the public to get it out, or especially to bring out some of the facts is one thing that the public really want to hear. And thank God that he's here and he's going to answer to all of the questions that will be asked. So yeah, so Connor, with all of the kind of more things, and you are also saying that some of the things are coming from the PRO of one of your colleague or of your who also was suspended. How are you feeling, and what do you think? What's the motive behind all of these things?
You know what? To be honest with you, and is that some of the reason why we had issue at the LDEA when people start to leak out information, gave information to these unknown folks to put it up as neutral thing when in fact it has its own personal stuff attached to it. But you know what? Today, I'm not going to dwell on to this guy because talking about them is giving them credit, to be honest with you. And somebody asked me why I'm calling the guy a kid. He's nothing but a kid for me. He's my first, second, third son is older than him. I consider him as my son because he comes to me when he getting married. He came to me. I provide money for him before he got married. So he's a kid to me. I can tell you that clearly. When he came back, when I went to the DA, he wanted to come to me to be doing some work. I didn't have a space for him. At the time, I already structured my inner circle. So he found a way to one of the guys that I brought to the DA. But so I'm not dwelling onto this fact today. The innuendo and gossip and the sense of stupidity that behind the expose is is what I'm trying to address. I mean, I'm trying to be a little pragmatic, um,
So
very, I don't
maybe
want
they
to
have
say uncool, but I'm just a little animated, a little. But at the end of the day, we'll find a way to calm my nerve down so we can give you guys the information that you need. But for me, it's unfortunate that I had to be talking about some nonsense like that when we got kids dying on the street. I got kids dying. We got people in rehabilitation center that need the help of the LDA, that need the help of the government. We need to have that. And for me to be discussing this stuff, I should be telling you how much money we need to rehabilitate our people, how we address the drug problem, how we address the issue that a unknown plane came to our country and we yet to find out where they landed and what happened. Those are the things we should be talking about. But to talk about nonsense like this, when in fact there was a sheriff there, everybody saw the search and seizure activity. Then they say AB Komato $375,000, and it never occurred anywhere. You just took something from the blue sky and just put it up in the public, in the plain glare of the public, because you got those funny platform. It's unfortunate,
all right.
and I think
So
guys like you that signed on to this thing should to unsign yourself from that nonsense.
maybe do you have a follow-up question before?
Yes, because he's nearly answered to my question, because the motive, that's what I really want to hear, because mind you, he said that drugs, our people are dying, the youth are dying, is right. So I really want to know the motive. Just when he says it's just because you are working hard or making sure that you maybe get rid of drugs. So maybe because maybe the people don't want to see you anymore into the cycle, is that why they are fighting you back to back? Because I really want to know the motive behind all of these things, and you just try to get to what I really want to hear, that our youth are dying, trucks are
Yes,
everywhere,
I tell
trucks
you.
are also flying, even through the RIA, and it's no more something to say drugs are coming behind the door, but drugs are passing through the door. So what's the motive?
Chief. Um, One of the reasons why you've been hearing say, "Oh, the arrested drugs," and AB Kumar provided information about it. When I took the chance to accept the position of Director General of the LDEA, I did it with the understanding that I believe in this president. I believe in his quest to address the drug problem, the plight of our country. When we came in, the DEA, you had the price of kush at the time were very, very cheap. For $100 for the processing of kush. You could take a low of it, a parcel of it for $100. When we started the enforcement process, the seriousness we attached to it, kush went to $250. So scarcity stepped in, and the guys that were selling drugs and doing transporting drugs up and down, they fled our country. And so we were actually establishing a sense of deterrence. Um, we started to arrest drug peddlers around. We started raiding places, and we were very unorthodox in our approach because we did not follow the regular pattern where the people were being arrested, where you use the regular people. We mix it up with community people that are working with professionals, and then we isolated some of the folks, and then we got intelligent. And when we raiding, we would do bust and buy. I will explain that later. When you are already in there, you go to buy, and the guys will come to you to buy, and you use the process. You first you develop intelligence based upon that, and then later on you come to buy and you arrest. And that's how we manage to do this. Gradually, we're turning the corners. But then the unfortunate situation happened, and then we're excluded from the process. I'm not finding an excuse for it. I do respect the views of the president. He has the right to hire and fire. So we will respect whatever time or whatever situation we have. And I take full responsibility as head of the LDA. But Having said that, there is a process where our folks are dying. Our country is
So
being
yeah, so
polluted by drugs at this point in time.
so Kuruma, speaking of people being dying, you and others being suspended for about 4 months plus. How does it feel for you, for the passion you have for this, for fighting drugs in the country, to see yourself being suspended for time indefinitely? And I mean, as a working person, you're not working, and the problem is skyrocketing. People are dying on the street, like you just mentioned. How does it feel?
So, as a Liberian and as a practitioner, I feel horrible because I have the passion to stop it. I have the desire and I have the understanding, I have the training, I have the experience to do it. But the president is never wrong. The president's action will all have to be patient to follow the president's action. No, sometimes I'm up and I walk the streets. I see family members walking dead. I see friends, families will meet me on the street. Hey, Abby, you guys not gonna help us? You promised to help. Why can't you help? I say, well, I can tell them I can't help you at this stage. We'll wait for time. But I try to do my best to get people into rehabilitation. I've gone to a rehabilitation center around the country. I've traveled around the country since my suspension. I've been to Plebo, been to Greenville, been to San Nicole, Ganta, Bon County. So I've tried to see these folks and see if I can profit some views as to how they can address the situation. But it's impossible as an individual. What I've done, I managed to find like minds guys within the DEA ranks, see if they can provide some understanding as to what it is. I've not had the opportunity to speak to the new officer in charge, but I try to work around it to see if I can find means to get information. When I get information intelligent about drug passing through to get the RIA will provide it. Drug coming in from the Vera border to provide it. Because when we started, we set up an architecture. It is set up at the Vera communities in around the country. And the information that's still coming to us, we divert some of them, but it's still coming. When they come in, when the intelligence becomes operational, we pass it on to the folks that will be at the recipient end of it. And for so many of them, they have been successful in arresting some of them.
Okay.
When we're there, we managed to establish contact with our colleagues in Guinea, Sierra Leone. Those contacts have been passing information, we passing it on to the borderlines. And so
So yeah,
it's bad. I feel bad. But
okay.
that's the
Yeah, so
reality.
SKTV reported last week that first we reported that you all were going to be fired. And then we were also informed that the president somehow had reconsidered his decision, that you all now going to be fired, that somebody will be retained, and some people will be let go. Do you care to share any information with us? Do you know anything about that? Because we
I
know
have no idea.
we don't know. We don't know exactly
I'm the
who.
last person to hear that kind of information because I refuse to be bothered by these things because the president must be left to make a decision. And I know the president very well. The president is very calculated, meticulous in his approach, very serious-minded woman. So I do want to always respect his views on these things, whether good or bad. I respect him. He always be the guy that I owe everything to as far as the current situation in our country. I feel there's much to come. Liberia has a lot ahead of us than what we have right now. So I really don't have much view as to what comes on, what comes on. As far as I'm concerned, this government is a government that we all labor to actually profit. I spent my time in the States. You saw what I did in America. I went to school. I went to one of the best schools in America, you know that. And my views on coming back to Liberia, my dream was to come and provide a better homeland for my kids. My kids are all in the States. I got two of my kids here now, but the rest of the guys are in the States. I wanted to come back here to see if I can help them out. And I think I've laid the basis. But to come and see the level of the proliferation of drugs on our market right now, for me, it's unfortunate. And I'm of the strong opinion that the best is yet to come.
So,
we'll make it better.
Do you care to share with us whether or not you have spoken to the president on this issue since it happened?
What?
Do you care to share with us whether you have spoken with the president since the thing happened?
Yeah, you know, Sekou, you are very tactical. You want me to? I can't be drawn into presidential conversation. What I can tell you, when the Kofofo happened at the DEA office, I proffered my view. I provided my own insight as to what transpired, and I was asked to go to the Justice Ministry to go to some investigation, and then we went through it. And since then, I'm yet to have any communication as to what is the disposition of that particular interaction.
So if you were to be asked to go back, will you be willing to work with the folks that you had the commotion with, the Fadiga, the
you know, those are presidential decision. At this stage,
but assuming the president is say, you know what, I'm going to keep all of you guys. You'll go by and get back to work. Will you be willing to work with them?
No, this President Joseph Numa Bwaka is a very sober-minded, very meticulous man. So I am saying to you, he has that wisdom. I've always respected him. From the time you were vice president, he just not knowing me now. He just got to know me when you were vice president, and I've got to respect him when you were vice president. You are very mindful of his interaction. I know he was in charge of the market people. Every time he saw me, I interacted with the people out there, and he knows my disposition on national issues. And I do respect his decision, his views on national issues. I'm a young kid to him. I'm a son. So, you know, your dad, you can't go challenging your father when he takes some action. So you got to be very, very, very tactical.
So the
answer is yes. I've been a tactical guy all along.
So you're willing to work with them if the president decides to keep all of you guys?
President Bwaka is the president. I'm a Liberian who had the opportunity, the privilege of over 5 million Liberians to be selected to head our drug situation in our country. And that decision to work in this government is a privilege, it's not a right.
So some people are saying that Abu Kroma is insulting to Abu Kroma, giving your profile, giving your experiences and everything you have done for Liberia to be suspended for time indefinite in the manner in which it happened. Some people think it's insulting, that you should in fact resign instead. Why would you want to sit by as if to say your life depends on this job? Why you think
Sekou, I want you to understand one thing.
Why you decided not to resign? You just want to stay on this job.
Sekou, before I became Director General of the DEA, I ran a security force that was about 1,285 men. My budget at the Palace Security Consultancy, my annual budget, my payroll is more than the DEA payroll. So I can tell you, it's not for the money, it's not for fame. Sekou, you know I've made my name. I've been Chief of Army Staff, Chief of Staff of the Armed Forces of Liberia during the interim government. I know some of you guys say, "Oh, that rebel government." No, that was not. I have my commission hanging in my house in the States. Lieutenant General commission by the presidency. I helped to the restructuring process of the AFL that is currently here today. When there was restructuring, I started the restructuring process. So from there, I became Deputy Commissioner of Maritime for Administration. From there, I became Base Commander of Intelligence at the LMP. I became Director of CID at the LMP. I became Deputy Inspector General of Police for Operations. I have to structure the transition of one elected government to another one. So I made my name. As a matter of fact, I led the Operation Restore Hope in the Southeast when our countrymen went across and victimized the peacekeeper in the Ivory Coast. So those are names that are not made by people walking in the park. It required planning and proper execution for the defense of this country. I've served more than 5 directors of police.
You did not answer my
Let me give
question.
me my resume, I can give it to you.
I know some of it. I don't know all of it. I know some of it, but
I'm about to give you all.
You did not answer
I'm about
question.
to tell you also that I serve as investigator in the Superior Court of New Jersey. I'm going to tell you also that I serve as probation officer in the state of New Jersey.
Yeah, but so
I'm going to also tell you that I am a lecturer at the Zion Criminal Justice Institution.
I know all of that.
I get more if you want to.
And those are great. So, the reason why I asked you this question, people take you to a very high esteem.
Thank you.
And I personally respect you. I know you as a friend, as a brother. We have been through a lot. I know exactly who you are. When it comes to serving in government, it's a totally different ballgame. So people believe, or people think that there is something in this LDEA thing that we don't know. Why would a man that have their own company, more than 1,000 employees, taking pay, LDEA is underfunded. You guys are struggling to even, carry on any operation. Now, people seeing this as humiliation, that somebody being disrespected, somebody of your caliber being disrespected, be suspended for time indefinite with no end in sight, and then you sitting there waiting for Joseph Boakai, to come back and make a decision.
Man is President Boakai, man.
My man, I always call Joe Biden. I call Joe Biden. I call Trump. I call Boakai, Joseph Boakai. Nothing wrong with that.
Man, you still in America too much. You stay too long in America. Man, come back to Brazil sometime. Yeah.
That's okay. But okay, on a serious note, the LDEA, let's say, assume that you were to go back. If you were to go back, the LDEA budget was $1.9 million. Now it has been downgraded to $400,000+. You were already crying that it was underfunded. How can you operate and be successful if the LDEA is underfunded, if at all you were to go back? Because the purpose of you going back is to make sure you function and leave a mark. So can you function without proper funding for LDEA? Now the funding is being downgraded as opposed to being upgraded?
That debate is a very good debate that we can have for the president's office. It required a lot of engagement that brought us that added $500,000 to the budget. We took it from the previous government. So it required engagement that you have to be methodical, you have to be engaging, you have to get pros and cons of the debate. You have to look at who's going after the president just left from New York and made plea to the world for the issue of the drug problem in our country. So we will tap into all of those things. And besides, there are room to proffer views to the international community, be it England, be it folks in Africa. When I went to Senegal to represent the DEA the last time, I had a chance to engage with folks in West Africa and even in East Africa. And then the fact that the recipient of our hard box here is the people in Europe will use that as a case point to actually make some of the point. But that's putting the horse before the cat, or the cat before the horse, whatever we call it. Let's wait. We got to be patient for the president's own decision. That is his right. So we're not going to put anything ahead. We remain a law-abiding citizen of our country, and we're going to see what happens.
All right, so Mabel, are we going to have a news bulletin, or are we going to continue with the show? Mabel, can you hear me?
Somebody asking for Moses. Moses. Who's Moses?
That's my co-host, Steve Bully. Yeah, so Mabel, what is the start? Are we going for the news bulletin, or are we good?
Well, let me ask, or let me check up, and anything
right,
I'm going to let you know. Yeah.
Yeah, you can do that. So let me ask you another question, while we wait for Mabel to come back. So
Yeah.
normally, if you guys engage in such and seizure, at the end of the day, if you confiscate money, drugs, and everything you guys can arrest, what do you guys do with it? You turn it over to the court, you burn it, or you sell it as being accused.
When you arrest, when you obtain the search warrant, anything you obtain from that search warrant is presented to the court.
Okay.
And then you give a receipt for them. And then after you see the receipt, you hold that until the case is adjudicated. That becomes the basis for your testimony and your argument. And that particular, the receipt and all of those things are presented to the prosecutor, the county attorney that represent the people in the criminal justice system. And then they start to follow the route, and then to its logical conclusion.
Wonderful.
So, but in the case of drug bust, where you go to bust into somebody's house, anything you obtain from that place will be brought in, will be atomized, and then they present the person to court when you prosecuting the person, because at the end of every arrest there has to be, for me, under my jurisdiction, there has to be prosecution, because I want to make sure, because that's the only way you can establish the deterrent principle. Where we are right now, we have to make sure that most of these bad guys are prosecuted. One of the reasons why the guys went off when I came on board, because they were afraid that I would not compromise. And I can tell you this, anybody who tells you, say, AB Command, get drug, just so you know, I have been to Mecca. I'm a super religious person.
So, Sekou and Connor, please, a minute. We have to go for the news bulletin, and trust me, we'll come back. We're going to continue with you on the show. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So, Connor, let's take a 15-minute break. Right after that, then we'll kind of conclude the conversation.
15-minute break.
Yes, sir. Go get some water. Make sure you get a colorful water to drink.
What's up, man?
So, my people, we're going to continue with this conversation. This is very, very important. Like I told you guys today, We wanted to know exactly what happened. It was alleged that Ibu Krama was summoned to the court and that he admitted, all those things that we heard. He just came and flat out denied all of it, that it did not happen. So the next question I want to ask him when he comes by is the fact that he's going to court on Monday. I want to know why. I want to know exactly what really happened. But, we were opening the line in the diaspora here while the local people are carrying on their news bulletin. Or if not, if you want to listen to the news bulletin, we can listen to it as well. If that's something you want to do.
Good evening, RCR News Bulletin at 7. I'm Johnson Batoma presenting in the headlines. Civil Servant Director General Josiah Jokai calls on young graduates in Liberia to pursue careers in science and technology. Labour Minister Kasia Kopakra discloses the enrollment of about 538 students into the National Bureau for Employment for this year program. Over 900 residents of Farmer District, Ibom County, are expected to benefit from the scholarship opportunity. And away from Liberia, South African police have arrested 3 people in connection with the massacre of 18 relatives that took place in a remote town last week following a manhunt, the police said. Those were the headlines. Now the news in detail. Civil Service Agency Director General Josiah Jokai has called on young graduates in Liberia to pursue careers in science and technology. Jokai said these fields of study are crucial to the country's future, stating that the world is being shifted by advancements in computer science, artificial intelligence, renewable energy, healthcare, and biotechnology. The CSE boss noted that these are the sectors that will benefit or define the future, and Liberia needs to develop a workforce that is innovative and forward-thinking in these areas. Josiah Jokai further stated that pursuing careers in science and technology will solve critical challenges such as climate change, healthcare access, and digital infrastructure. Serving as guest speaker at the 9th graduation ceremony of the Permitted Academy School System in Painesville on Sunday, Jokai also urged the Ministry of Education to revisit and adjust the curriculum to reflect the current academic realities, aligning it with the requirements of WIAC. At the same time, Josiah Jokai has underscored the growing importance of the technical vocational education and training for the thousands of young people graduating from high school across the country. The Ministry of Labour had disclosed the enrollment of about 538 students into the National Bureau for Employment for this year program. The ministry disclosure comes as the Bureau ended its students' vacation job program for the academic year 2024 pilot project at various construction companies. Speaking during the pavement in Congo-Town, Labour Minister Councillor Cooper Crow said only 370 students were successful in gaining that's vacation jobs employment in 4 counties. He named the county as Grand Cape, Grand Basso, Magibi, and most other counties. According to Councillor Crow, this year's project is a pilot and it is intended to reawaken the vacation job program so as to assist needy students with some of their financial needs. Over 900 residents of Farmer District, Ibom County, are expected to benefit from a scholarship opportunity. The scholarship initiative is part of the 30,000 United States dollars provided by China Union as part of its corporate social responsibility to the affected community of its operation area. Speaking at a weekend during the official launch of the initiative, the residents thanked Representative Foley Formula for opening the process where they themselves can participate in the decision-making process. The residents described the process as first of a kind for a lawmaker in District 7 County, to involve them since 2009. China Union began operation in the area. For his part, the chairman of the scholarship committee, Masakwa Sherin, disclosed that the beneficiary are benefiting from financial aid were vetted through an aptitude test, adding that the beneficiary range from high school, universities, college, and TVET. Shedding vowed to be transparent in the process as means of giving young people and deserving students the opportunity to acquire education. Meanwhile, Representative Foley Family has reiterated his commitment to lobby at the House of Representatives for the betterment of District 7 Bond County. The Secretary General of the Bond County Legislative Caucus said he is making sure that all sectors, including education, healthcare, rural connectivity, will be top on his agenda. Pressing Fellowship Liberia is recommending to the Liberian government of fixed prices for the payment of tuitions in private and faith-based schools across the country. The fellowship's program director, Reverend Francis Colley, said some operators of private schools are exploiting the parents and students, thus creating class system in the communities. According to Reverend Colley, some of the schools are demanding 2,000 United States dollars bags of coal, among other things. Colley said the situation needs adequate attention in order to stop the exploitation of students or parents. Reverend Colley made its disclosure at the Back to School program for scholarship students organized by Prison Fellowship Liberia in Monrovia at the weekend. Men Against Rape and Domestic Violence has identified with elementary students at the Monrovia demonstration school system. The donation was part of the institution's Back to School anti-rape and domestic violence campaign, which coincided with the birthday of its late founder, Children Kasulu. During the donation, the executive director of the group, Mark Mangofia, said, since men are the major doers of the violence, it was important that children start to know that it is unhealthy for them to commit violence of any kind against women, girls, and humans. Magovia said, when kids are prepared by giving them the right information, the possibility of evil men to take advantage of them will be difficult. And away from Liberia, South African police have arrested 3 people in connection with the massacre of 18 relatives that took place in a remote village last week following a mass home, the police says. Police Minister Zanku Muha confirmed the arrest during the memorial service for the 18 victims on Sunday in the western town where the killings happened. He added that the arrest of 4th suspect could be announced soon. Show that shock waves erupted across South Africa when gunmen opened fire on 2 homes, killing 15 women and 3 men. Several were shot in the head. The victims were aged from 14 to 64 years old, according to local news. That's the news bulletin. To end this news, a recap of our major developments. Civil Service Agency Director General Josiah Jukai calls on young graduates in Liberia to pursue careers in science and technology. Minister of Labor, Councillor Kopokra, had disclosed the enrollment of about 538 students into the Bureau or National Bureau of Employment for this year, and over 900 students of former District Bond County are expected to benefit from a scholarship opportunity. And away from Liberia, South African police have arrested 3 people in connection with a massacre of 18 relatives that took place in a remote village following a manhunt, the police says. That's RCI News Bulletin at 7. Johnson Matoma. Good evening.
So we remove this one. Oh.
Yeah, news on the station will be at 7 o'clock and tomorrow morning, by which time we'll bring you 30 minutes of news coming from our newsroom. Again, folks, we going to continue with the SKTV show up to 8 o'clock. And as you may be aware, we have the LDEA boss, or suspended LDEA boss, Colonel A.B. Krumah, already here as our guest on the SKTV show. So this break, while Sekou take over, let me see how best to get our guest back in studio.
All right, go ahead and do that. Go ahead and do that. So, folks, if you're just joining us, this is SKTV coming to you live from Phoenix, Arizona. As always, my name is Sekou Kenneth. With me is my colleague, Josie Mabon Kula, and our guest today is Colonel Ibrahim Krumah, who is the suspended Director General of the LDEA. We are having conversation about the current event. More highlight on the issue of he being subpoenaed by the court, what actually transpired in the court, and where we are. There are a lot of misinformation out there, so we saw the need to call him to come and set the record straight. We may invite him again to discuss other issues based on his own knowledge and expertise. But yes, indeed, it is always good to have Colonel Krumah here. Colonel Krumah, can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah, what's up? Yeah.
Okay, great. So my understanding is that you are going back to the court on Monday, is that correct?
No, it's on Tuesday.
On Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday.
Do you know why you're going back?
Yes, the reason I'm going back, because when I came in, I had gone there as an invitation from the Defense Council. So while going through the process, I had to go to the masjid. So apparently they had not exhausted all of their questioning. So they asked that and then I asked the judge that I had to go set up my religious obligation. It was on a Friday, and I couldn't miss my Friday prayer. So the judge said, well, okay. He thought I could come back on Tuesday to exhaust the questioning of the Defense Council. But interestingly, while I was there, they declared me as hostile witness because I was not answering all that questions to that certain fashion.
So, okay.
I'll declare hostile witness.
My question to you now, who actually invited you? Who wanted you to be witness for them?
It was the Defense Council. I mean, it was foolhardy of them, but that's what they thought to do. You bring the guy who spearheaded the search and seizure raid to come and ask me questions. The perception was that this guy is suspended, is angry with government. Maybe he can come and put some hole in the case of the government. So they bring a guy like me myself, a lecturer of criminal justice, and you bring me to the courthouse to confuse me, to put some hole in the case that has been that has been proffered by a previous speaker. So I thought it was not smart, but sometimes people try to test people's resolve. So, but because I was not answering the question to that certain fashion, they declared me as hostile witness.
So I want to ask you one last question. Then we'll open the line. Let's hear from the because the thing is, the misinformation out there.
Yeah.
A lot of people have heard it. People are concerned, and it's only you that can answer the concerns of the people. So I will ask you one more question. Then we open the line, take a few calls. Then
Sure.
you can respond to the public, so you can set the record straight on what you want to do,
Thank
and
you.
then we can call it a day.
A day.
So the
Thank you.
question I want to ask you, Colonel Kroma, is that the LDEA, when I asked you about the funding about the LDEA, it was a serious concern. We learned
Say
that
that again. I didn't get the question.
about the LDEA,
you
the funding aspect of the LDEA. Since you are not there right now, I don't want to force you to
I think
answer
you're
as
breaking
if.
in. I'm not
Are you
hearing
hearing
you.
me? Maybe are you hearing me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you now.
Okay. So I'm saying since you are not there currently, I'm not going to ask you a lot of questions when it comes to the functionality of the LDEA. You still having problem hearing me?
I'm not hearing you.
You're not hearing me? Maybe you're not hearing me.
No, I'm not hearing you.
Okay. Try that one if that works.
Hello? You hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me? Much better?
Hello?
It's good?
Yeah. Okay, now I hear you now.
Okay, that's good. So I was asking that I don't want to actually ask you about everything that has to do with the LDEA, owing to the fact that you are currently not functioning as the distributor. But what are some of the challenges that you saw when you came in as a distributor in terms of the operation
Hello?
of LDEA for it to be effective? What are some of the challenges that you saw? It looks like we're having some issue with these people. Like, bro, the internet problem is crazy. Hopefully, he will come back and we will continue the conversation. One of my sisters said that she don't remember the last time she saw me in a t-shirt. I like to wear costume sometimes. I like to wear jacket. I like to wear long sleeves, but I can wear t-shirt too. So can you hear me now? Hello?
That's a technical problem.
This is not good. So maybe if he's not hearing me, then you can open the lines in Liberia. Hello? Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
No?
Hello?
You can hear me now? Oh my God, that is bad. Melbourne, can you hear me? All right, so we are having some difficulty with the guys.
Yeah, now I can hear you.
Much better?
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. So I was asking you, I know you are not there right now, but before you were suspended, I was asking you about what are some of the challenges that you guys.
Yeah,
Can you hear me?
Spoon,
All right,
spoon,
Melbourne, can you hear me, right?
spoon. This spoon is 2 FM.
Can you hear me? So we'll bring them back on. I think he's having a different conversation in the back. Once he gets situated, we will bring him back. I think Melbourne is helping him to change the microphone or the earpiece. I really wanted to put a way in. Let's get their perspective as to what they think. Hello, can you hear me? Much better?
Yeah, I can hear you much better.
Okay. Yeah, so I was asking you about some of the challenges that I want you to make your answer short so we can be able to accommodate some calls.
Okay.
So what were some of the major challenges that you think the LDEA is faced with in terms of being able to, function and operate, effectively?
Budgetary support. They will need some vehicle, intelligent money, because the LDA is mainly an intelligent-driven organization, and so you will need the support of central government to provide the room to contact agents around the world, more especially in West Africa. Because Liberia is basically a mini hub where drugs are puffering around West Africa. So we need that support. Get in touch with government, and then get in touch with other members of the international community.
Okay.
So those are basically small things. And then we can use our own ability to maneuver and get in touch with our colleagues around the world. That basically
All right.
what it is.
That's good. So, Melbourne, unless you have a question, I want you to open the line so the Liberian people can call and ask the director some question. Hopefully,
Yes, so that
maybe
so
like
that
a
move
5
straight to the line. No, I'm okay because I think he's explained
maybe
on the
like
thing.
a 5 calls. Yeah.
Is it?
And maybe like a 5 calls so you can be able to elaborate, all of it on all of them.
Okay, so the number to call is 07777 339682 again 07777 339682. We take a few calls and we cross over to Seku to take calls from that side, or better say we cross over to the corner. We have the LDEA boss, Corner AV Crewman, right here in studio. So call in now for you to be part of the show. I guess there are a lot of you that have been following. Again, the numbers to call is 07777. Sorry, our usual number is down, so let's use line 2, 07777 339682. Again, 07777 339682. That's the number to call, or better stay, call 0770 203125. And we're definitely going to be live with a few calls. Then we'll cross over to Seku for maybe for a start to take calls. If not, then cross over to the corner. So again, 0777 339682. Maybe you have questions or you have something that you want to understand from the corner or corner AB Krumai right here in studio right here on the Triple FM on the SKTV show. So again, the number is 0777. Sorry to our line 1 is down. So I know some of you already calling on that side, but again, it's 0777 339682. That's the number to call. Let me see how best to get to this first caller. Hello? Hello? All right, so 0777 339682. That's the number for you to call to be part of the SKTV show right here on 2FM 96.1. They had a show of Liberia. And I'm John C. Mayborn. Could I again the
So
number to
maybe
call is 0?
if the calls
Yeah.
if the calls are not coming through, then we can have the
No, I think it's 0778 0778 339682. Sorry, 0778 339682. I think the mistakes are coming from me. So 0778.
Oh, you're making me see the number, right?
Yeah, 0778 339682. So 0777. Sorry, 0778 33. And the calls already start coming. Hello, today's caller. Good evening. My brother, I'm okay. Thank God. Go ahead.
We're not hearing the message, person.
Yeah, come here. I want to increase the volume. Yeah, you say your name again?
Jason, and I joined the conversation from Upper Car where I'd like to say hi to the suspended DEA boss. How are you, Honorable?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great.
Yeah, I really want to know from you, how do you really feel? Because for the past 6 years, people are talking about good, but right now we're talking about zooming. So I really want to know, because you people promise all that you people are coming to tackle good, but right now we see zooming running all around the place. So I really want to know how you feel and how you think we can really rely on DA, because to be honest, you are a very strong and hardworking man. But me, I don't have a problem with you, right? But when the issue I have, most of the DA people are thinking when you come out, honorable, don't work with most of them. They got their punabo. If you try to work with most of the DA guys, they will spoil your work. I'm telling you, in my community here, some of them, they take money from the guys, they shoot these guys.
All right, thank you so much. To this caller, good evening. Yeah, 1 minute, please. Other people to want to take part. Yeah, go ahead.
How are you?
I'm okay, my brother. Go ahead.
Thank you. King, I join you from my residence. Let me say, good evening, Dr. Koma. Yeah, Koma, I must commend you for your stay at the DA, but it is quite unfortunate because being a religious person who believes in your religion so highly, for that matter, I know you will not be compromising. But the cartel has never helped you because see you, the principle that you stand for, they want to break you down. This is the reason why they planted an Islam to destroy you. But I want to say to you, Konokoma, do not put yourself in harm with him. In harm with us, people who don't want you to do the right thing, stay away from them, continue living. What will make a way for you? You don't have to work with them. Because they are already put in a mind to destroy you because of the principle that you stand for. You want to make the country good, and they don't want to be good. They are putting drugs in our country, and they're trying to spoil the young people of this country, and they see you that you are very fast. They want to destroy you. That's why they subjected you to an investigation. Today they just come up with a report. They try to link you all kind of foolishness.
All right, thank you so much. To this caller, good evening. Hello? Hello? Keep a call coming 0778-339-682. That's the number to call again. To this caller, good evening.
Good evening, how are you?
Yeah, my brother, I'm fine. Thank God. Go ahead.
I want to say good evening to Honorable David Kloma. He's here. Yeah, I want to say thank you to the director of the LDEA. But what I want the public to understand, one thing I want the public to understand is people who in the drugs cartel, they always want to confuse the public.
Yeah.
Is he asking question or you're speaking to us?
I don't want the public to get credence to the kind of allegation that 375,000 S1 was taken, from the man was, reported. This is a gentleman who damaging our people in this country, our youth in this country, getting the country going better. So the Nigerian people focus you.
Oh, it's still on the line. To this caller, good evening.
Yeah, he never asked his question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Zoga from district number 4, Maswaro County.
Go ahead, Ambassador.
Yeah, I want to Mr. Kloma. I want to know as to whether Mr. Kloma followed the code of conduct of the DA before getting to the DA, before being appointed to serve as the director of the DA.
All right.
If he followed the code of conduct of the DA, did he ever saw in the code of conduct of the DA that stated that the director general of the DA shouldn't be a person that had been dismissed from an entity before, a statutory entity before? That would be able to explain to us.
All right, thank you. So I don't know how many more calls or second want me to take, but to this caller, good evening. Again, the number is 0778-339-682. That's the number to call. Sorry, previously.
We know one person asked question. So the other, so let's take a few more. We know one person asked question. The other person didn't ask question.
All right. So to this caller, good evening. Hello? Yeah, go ahead quickly and move away from your monitor. I want to get you clear. Hello, go ahead.
Yeah, there is Ibrahim Soiree.
All right, go ahead, Abraham. How you struggling with your own name?
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much. The director in the studio there, Abraham Kuma. I really appreciate a hard working. But the only problem here we look at when helping you go by. All these are working with. We have to string them. Because these guys are the same guys that brought all these problems to Konokoma today. We all know that Konokoma is a hard-working man. He's a truthful man. And he's a Alhaji Abelu Maka. So he knows that he will not take drug money and put it into a cover. So we all pray that he go back. When he go back, he will help our children because our children are dying and getting crazy on the street.
All right. Thank you so much. Let me take one or two more calls across over to Sekou. Today's caller, good evening.
Hello?
Hello, go ahead. Your name and from where you join us?
Yeah, my name is Michael or Kari Akwaye Bofeno.
Go ahead, Michael.
Okay, how do you Kuma? Okay, I want to give you information. You see the issue for DEA. Those guys who are personally in DEA, that the people say they got certain motives into them. Those guys will come to the community and they are reaching to know where the drug cartel is. But whenever you disclose the information to them, they put a left at the document. That means any information given to them, they will expose it to one of the drug. At the end of the day, they will make your life to be vulnerable to you and family. So you should be very careful and very careful when you have to look at that person in the DA. They got to set up for him. We know that we do some of our brother. We won't put on it.
All right.
Be careful. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So the last caller, good evening. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, this is Aliyu Masadi. I'm calling you from Maryland, USA.
Go ahead, Aliyu.
Yes, my question to Mr. Kuma is number one. You say President Waka is a serious-minded woman. Okay, my question to you, if you say President Waka is a serious-minded woman, this woman, when he took power, he said the issue of drugs was a national emergency issue. He started taking drug tests around here. You say she's a serious-minded woman. You as a DEA for have been suspended for 30 days in almost 4 to 5 months now. This serious-minded woman up to now, he is able to make decisions whether he's going to put you back or not. And drug is a national emergency issue. See how people are dying. This serious-minded woman, what is the drug budget right now? You people have 1.93 million for drugs. This serious-minded woman has reduced the drug budget to even on 400,000 plus. Can you fight drugs with 400,000 as a serious-minded woman?
All right.
This to us.
All right.
You're just making mockery out of it and various people. This is not good.
All right. Thank you so much. You're going to be small. Because I don't play you. So, yes, we'll be back after the course. Just so interesting.
Yeah, thank you, Mabel. And so let's go to the corner. Konokoma, I believe you heard all the callers. So you can take your time to respond to them. Can you hear me? Is it the internet I start giving you a hard time again? Both of you guys. Mabel, can you hear me? Yeah. What kind of problem is this? You got to try to face the internet too, man.
That's what we are. This is our country.
Yeah.
So, all right, the guy that spoke about
go ahead.
the issue of seriousness in our governance structure. I just want you to know that just watch out for how this country is going to be governed. So I don't want you to rush. This woman has taken its time to get to the governance issue, and I think we should all be patient to follow it. We follow this president for 2017 to present. So I think we will continue to be patient and see it to its logical conclusion. So you are a Liberian, free-born Liberian. You can proffer your views, and I think the views should be respected by everyone. I respect yours, you respect mine, and I'm sure the president also respect your view, because he's a public servant, and all of us are public servants. I have my own disposition. I might not proffer it publicly, but I stick to it. Now, to go to the issue of the LDEA, I hope that everyone will respect the fact that I do not want to. You can't have two captains steering one ship. Right now, I'm a suspended director of the LDEA. LDEA has an officer in charge, and I think we should respect that. So, please refer to me henceforth as a suspended LDEA boss. I'm still a functionary of government, and I do not want to dwell into the managerial aspect of the LDA. One of the issues I wanted to address today has to do with the lies and innuendos that was orchestrated by Mr. Abdullah Sise, who is or was the PRO of Mr. Hassan Fediga. I think I sufficiently addressed it, and I wanted these questions to be centered around that. So you cannot be around putting out innuendos and act like you're trying to be objective. We will get the court discussions and court hearing, and then we will make the further decision. If you lie on the court, that will be left for you on the court. And I don't think either Mr. Sise and his henchmasters want to offend our judicial process. I don't think that's what they want to do. Because to proffer lies as to attributing to the court when it didn't happen, the brother doesn't even know the court I appear in. I appeared in Court C, presided by Honorable Dixon. But for the guy to go to Judge Willie in Court A and say that was where I appeared on Friday, it shows that how fast they wanted to spread out the innuendos that they put them. So I thought most of the discussion should have been directed to that process. And apparently, Mr. Sise propaganda did not give much tracking, except for the other guy to Sparta TV that just copy and paste it. Maybe those are the guys that are written it. So I now we know that it did not achieve its desired objective. And so we'll hope to differ from the folks that are putting up administrative issues to me, because that's not my interest at this point. Right now, in my suspension corner, I like to be dealing with the pilot security consultancy. So I like to deal with that very well. The pilot security consultancy is one of the premier security agencies in Liberia. We got about 1,234 security officer in county. And so, but I'm very privileged to be operating under the guidance of President Joseph Numa Boaka and Honorable Jeremiah Kwankun. So at this point, I'd like to have that as my departing comment. If Sekou permits me, the Sekou State President, I still consider him as head of the Federation Labrador Mandingo Association.
Former, you got to call me former as well. So don't say
Yes,
president. We have our current president. Tuma Fofana is the current president, who was my treasurer.
No, once the president is always the president.
I'll take it.
I know that. He's still coming chairman.
Yeah, I do.
Yes, thank you.
Chairman Kroma, let me, as I always call you. So, Colonel Kroma, let me say this to you. I want to say thank you for responding to our call despite, the short notice. I want to urge you, if you can, we are expecting, according to SKTV sources, we are expecting the President Boakai to come away his final decision. Whether Abu Kuma will stay on or will go, whether Fadiga or Pau, whatever, stay on or go. Can you promise to come back to SKTV to have a conversation after the decision is made?
If the decision is made,
either way,
I'll be at SKTV. Then I'll be free to give you my view. And then Tuesday, I will invite you to send report out at the court.
Yeah, definitely.
And I've already asked. My private counsel to engage the court to verify with them on the proceeding of my last appearance, so as to take the guys to tax. The innuendos and gossip and lies that they put up for the public consumption, so as to debunk it. Because the essence of all that nonsense was to confuse the people. Because there was nowhere a $375,000 case was discussed. There was nowhere I was ordered by any court to bring about vehicle, because there was no vehicle. There were no $375,000 United States dollars. There were no $2 million Labrador dollars brought in anywhere as far as that appearance was concerned. But to come out with that at this point in time, I thought it was unfortunate. I thought it was nonsensical, because the search warrant, the search and seizure warrant, was supervised or was done under the auspices of the court. There was magistrate there. And besides that, you had people of the folk estate. You had two reputable news outlets. You had the Spoon TV there, and then you had the Sky FM people there. You had Tima Gelate, who are also present there. I will share the video of the search with you. You can share with your listening public. So it's nonsensical for this little kid who's doing it for personal glorification, for he and his little boss, a little egotistical satisfaction. And I thought it was unfortunate. I thought about this service to our people. And so that's why I wanted to come. But I appreciate you. And I will always want to come to this platform. And because I think your material and your ability, your disposition are well structured, and I like to benefit from it. I've always been, I've always been an admirer of you.
Thank you.
I'll be there.
Thank you, Koma, and thank you, Mabon. So Mabon, we will conclude the show, but before we do, what is your take overall? let me get the studio out of there. Okay, we got Konokroma out. So I wanted to open the lines here in the diaspora if somebody want to call in to give their perspective about what happened. Please try to do that. Try to so you can call in and if you want to actually contribute. If not, or maybe if Mabel comes back, we will definitely call it a day. We just wanted to make sure we host Konokroma today to clarify. Even though he attempted answering some of the questions, but he didn't answer all the questions. My man, Augusta Flum was saying that we wasted time. We never asked. Today we're not going to actually we're not talking about what happened at the LDEA. We're talking about what happened in the court. We wanted to know exactly those allegations, whether they had any meat on the bone, and he categorically denied all of them. He said it was not true. So we will definitely invite him, like we have already extended invitation to him. Whatever the outcome, whatever the decision is going to be from the president, he's going to come on here. He's going to talk to all of us, because I wanted to actually dig deeper as to what really happened, what really transpired behind the scene with him and Fadiga and the other deputy. But it seems like he's kind of tight-lipped when it comes to elaborating on the LDEA, because right now it seems like the AB Kroma and all the other people, they are somehow auditioning, for a comeback. As you heard him, clearly keeps on supporting, comment to the president, even praising for the president at some point. But it is what it is. Hello?
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, is it Mr. Seku?
Yes.
Yeah, my name is Johnson Morris from Merida. I was following your show.
Go ahead.
Yeah, let me say that I really enjoy your show, and thank you guys for the information you people provide us in the US. I need to make us to be aware of the situation that goes on in our country.
Thank you.
Yeah, but looking at the situation, you only invited Mr. Kuruma, at least that one side of the story. So if there is any need for you to invite the second party, so that we can quiz them and try to get their information or get the sabi of the story, then I think we can try to critique the both sides and come up with our with what we get to say about it. But right now we cannot just conclude or generalize that maybe what he said, maybe he was right or the other party is wrong. And secondly, Mr. Kuruma, you try to pose the trust question of you. According to I monitor your show. These people, they were not the single people who went to Guinea Bissau to go engage the people there on those cartel people there, Mr. Kuruma, to facilitate the trading of drugs in the country. Then how can he will be sitting on the show?
We you know what? We're going to ask all that question. We'll go back to LDEA question, but this was just about what happened to the court. But LDEA and the allegation against the president himself, all the other, I believe all of them now trying to go back. You're not answer any question on that line.
Because I also see some comments, people want to tie them into politics. No, they may have to do further against.
My brother, thank you for your call. Let me take the next call, okay?
Okay, you're taking call.
All right. Let me take this caller here. Hello, caller. What is your name? Where are you calling from? North Carolina number.
Hey, Seku, that's Lofa.
Lofa Julius.
Yes, sir.
How you doing, my brother?
Quickly, I'm doing good. My reaction to the suspended DEA bus is that I think today he simply came out here not to
address the allegation. Instead, he thought to use it as an opportunity to sell his resume again, hoping that it could be used to buy public sentiment so that President Barker can use that again to consider him for reappointment, or reinstatement. Because almost all of the questions you asked, some of the questions had nothing to do with the DEA performance. You specifically, Neville asked a specific question. He claimed that Fadiga is the masterminder of the message that is out there. Well, what is the assumed motive? This young man asked him twice.
Mm-hmm.
He couldn't even address that question. If you're claiming that Fadiga is behind this, what is the motive? Just tell us what are you assuming could be. I mean, this is obviously there is some kind of motive behind anybody. You don't need to answer that, but he couldn't address it. He go back to calling this man the kid. It shows some level of him being unprofessional. All right, regardless of whether this man is a kid. I mean, I'm not siding with Fadiga yet, but AB simply just exposed some level of unprofessionalism. Secondly, you ask him a question about budgetary allocation. If you are to be successful at fighting drugs in Liberia, you cannot do it with the amount that is in the budget, okay, to fight drugs. You ask him that question. Had he been the security-minded person, I think he would have been honest enough to say, look, you know what? Why it is true that I still want my job, but we need funding. We need more than what was allotted in the budget. Unfortunately, he again does that question and did not respond. Instead, he was actually preaching politics. And in conclusion, Siku, I think this brother is security-minded only on paper, but he's much more of a politician. All right? He came out here today to sell himself as a politician, not an individual with the passion to really fight drugs in Liberia and hopefully win the war against drugs. Because I'm not saying he did not mention any strategy that could probably be used, no mechanism.
Maybe that is because he's trying to work on the front line because he's still suspended. He doesn't want to sound like he's back. Trust me. Lofa, you know me. Lofa, listen. He's going to come back. Hopefully, when he comes back, you will be on here too. So we will ask the man the toughest question, if at all he comes back. If he comes back, definitely. But today was just about the code. But trust me, if the man comes, we asked him a lot of questions. He didn't answer all the questions. You know that, and I know that. But I believe he's trying to work on the front line because he's kind of somehow auditioning to go back. That's my belief.
Okay, so basically, he used the propaganda that is out there to now hopefully appeal for public sentiment.
No. Let me tell you, the decision as to what's going to happen is already been made. I can tell you that. We said that on SKTV already. Yeah, maybe you and I can talk in the back, but the decision.
We're gonna have to talk. We're gonna have to talk in the back.
The decision is made, bro. Yeah, thank you.
About listening audience and the general public, I think it would be fair, that when these guys appear on these various platforms, that we can get the fights out of them for the public to hopefully make sound judgment.
Definitely, but we always want to leave a room for them to come back so we can ask the toughest question. Yeah, because you're gonna come back. You're gonna come back. Trust me.
All right, man. Thanks for taking my call. I was gonna join you guys, but I'm driving.
Yeah, no problem.
Let me not cover the show.
No problem, brother. When he comes by, I will definitely let you know.
All
right. Thank you.
All right,
bye. Caller 202 number. What is your name and where are you calling from?
Hello, this is
Breakable Power. Long time. How are you doing?
That's close to that. Well, okay, thank you for the show. Look, you try to tell your best, and Mr. Command, no way offer. You almost smile when you see saying that's in it. The best never won't be listening, no go to Baga. So you're not saying anything now. But my issue how he would have all is affiliation. religion. Listen, automatic allegation is against you. We have discussed about religion. Bishop, the imam, the Akon, and when you information, most of them are corrupt. How many years do want to say religion? Automatic allegation. You can just say allegation. That's true. Now you have to think about religion. You know what? Like that, if I were that here, look, I keep hearing from the words for a month that that's the end. I say what you saw on the road. We can live. It's not we that what do my leadership? Leadership is what or me. No matter what the opposition is, you cannot put your respect. Call it by the title or call it by the name. Sure.
All right, Brother, thank you.
That's the same one you use it. You cannot keep calling your face on picking or this one title.
I mean, thank you. I think you have made a point. Thank you so much. Maybe we got to go.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, so indeed, again, sorry though, you know, when the guests come like that, sometimes we got to make sure that they are out. So also, or in fact, your I don't want to say use because somebody say you shouldn't say you're picking, but you know, our boss see your liability also around. So I have to make sure that I get everything, you know, set up before I come back.
You don't have to say my picking. You can say my brother.
Okay, good, your brother.
Because he's my brother.
No, because sometimes when you say this thing, people just take it so positive. I know even himself, he say, you know that, you know, we're just kidding, we're just joking. But again, yeah. So for me, like for my own observation, I think Conor Krumah still loved by the people. I mean, be frank.
The people that call everybody just praising him and
yeah, that's the thing.
Looking for him. I don't know why.
I'm confused because to admit, when they kind of news, I was thinking that maybe the court today going to be like against him, but almost 99%. Then I lose people on that. I think even if the president listen to us, I think the president is going to bring Ibi Krumah back because he's still loved by the people and the people still want him to do their work. So for me, I think so far that's my observation. And thank you so much for bringing it on, even though someone would say it was impromptu. And we got to wait.
Yeah, it was impromptu, trust me, but it was good.
Yes, even my boss, my neighbor, I said it was impromptu. He said, okay, anyway.
Yeah, no, I don't want to decide to call him and say, my man, you got to come on the show. We want to know what's going on. Because that allegation is huge, you know.
Indeed. I saw it in fact, in so many chat rooms. Myself. I was like, what? But what going on?
Yeah. But you know, you can always avoid us. You heard him. Two times he's supposed to come. He get excuses because he was scared. Because you know, they always say SKTV, especially when it comes to the party government is scared. Yeah, SKTV don't play. So, you know, it was good that he came. And hopefully he will come back.
Yeah,
and like everybody else in government, we are open to everybody. We don't insult you, we don't curse you, we don't do anything bad to you. We just come here, we have a conversation with different people. Yeah, so
we are nothing against anybody, please. So all of you that government official, don't see their platform like I don't know what kind of, but actually
because Ibi Krumah was on today and a lot of people wanted to hear about what was going on.
Yes, I saw in fact our platform almost 1.3, 1.4. I said, wow, but that's good.
A lot of people were here to listen to him. So yeah, so it's good. You know, a lot of people they always gravitate towards negativity or breaking news. Yeah, always. But anyway, Mabon, thank you so much.
Thank you too. And let me say thank to our viewers. Indeed, you people are great. Let me be frank. All of you that commented and so forth. Even though maybe one of these days we'll stop because maybe that's the only way that some of you two will speak out or say, well, I don't know where you'll be. Maybe you want us to take some of these things to also into consideration. Some people that may not call in, maybe through their comments, we will just read maybe some of the important comments, not the one that so I don't know divisive.
We can do that. Some people can be rating the questions if they want to. If they can call in, they can be reading the questions.
Yes, indeed. So thank you so much, and let me say thank you to all of us for the hard work, all of our viewers, our listeners. Thank you. So good night again on tomorrow by the grace of the Almighty God.
Thank you, Melbourne. Thank you, everybody. We love you guys, and we'll see you tomorrow. Yeah, good night.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talking about podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Foreign people who willing to serve. The blessing that time and the effort are rest. The brothers giving the care and the parents of them.